Hey everybody, and welcome back to Rathlin Island. It's day 4 of mid-spring, and well, it took a while for the snow to go away, and the snow did finally melt. The end of early evening, I guess, yesterday, and we've got thawed ground this morning, so we are able to do field work. With the exception, everything is soaking wet. Our ground moisture is something like 40%. So while we could do field work, the fields are way too wet, and basically with the compaction mod that we now have in, we are basically guaranteed to put compaction down on our fields as a result. So we're going to hold off doing some fertilization and other things for a bit and see if maybe the ground dries out a little bit here in the next couple game days. Like I said, there's no real giant rush because, well, our soil temp is 36 degrees. Can't plant anything until we get 5 more degrees out of that soil temperature. So until we're up to 41, we can't put in barley, which we were going to put into field 10. So there's no giant rush to get fertilization done since we can't plant. So we're just going to kind of hang out here and get the cows some grass. As you can see over here in the left, in the placeables area, we now have a placeable shed for our wool storage. And we'll go over there and check that out and see how much wool we have accumulated to this point. But I think today what we're going to do is, after we get done mowing some grass for our cows here, we're going to run across the sound in one of our tractors and pick up a sapling planter. And we're going to pick up a couple pallets of saplings. And we're going to replant some trees over in the forestry area where compaction won't really matter, as it is forest floor. And that's basically how we're going to spend our day here, is replanting some trees over there. Probably will run a load of produce across the sound this evening once it's had a chance to put some more pallets produced. And of course, we are always waiting for the inevitable great demand on wool. Our sheep are putting out about 5 pallets of wool every 24 hours at this point. We are up to 772 sheep. By the end of this game day, we should have 777 plus sheep, because we are still getting about a new sheep every hour and 25 minutes or so at this point. So, like I said, I anticipate ending spring with 840, 850 some sheep, which will be rather interesting. Make our way back around here. I don't know how much grass our cows are going to need. We're going to go ahead and unload here once we get over here to the grass pen. Everything. Alright. Go ahead and unload here and see what we get. Alright. Now we can do a little bit more grass. Top that off. some of this over here in the corner. Ready? Get out of the way. Go. I'm gonna make a run up here to the water trough and turn around and come back, and then that should be good enough. What we need to do, but with the graze mod, before I realized what was going on, you know, I was planning on putting slurry down today on some of the fields. But before I figured out what was going on, I was really getting frustrated because last night I had gone around and adjusted the air pressures on both the New Holland tractors and on most of the implements to a point where they wouldn't do compaction. And then this morning I get in and I check everything, and it's saying that the wheels are going to cause compaction. It's like, what? So I let air out of them, went all the way down to the lowest air pressure setting, and the tractors still said they were going to cause compaction. And I was thinking to myself, why on earth is going on? You know, I was thinking, well, this is a work in progress mod, so maybe I've come across some weird idiosyncrasy with respect to what's going on. Then I started thinking, wait, there was a part in the information that related to if the ground is wet, then you might have you know, you might get more compaction than you would if the ground wasn't wet. So I was like, oh. So I checked the soil moisture, and lo and behold, it said it was 40%. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that since the soil moisture is so high, that, that it's just not going to be advisable to get out in the field to do any fertilization. That kind of makes sense. Alright, that's good enough. Head on back. Go ahead. So that'll do our cows up real good. They'll have higher health now that they have grass in their diet. Let me park this, and then we'll go check out the field moisture and the storage barn up here. This away. Okay. And, well, we're not going to use... Let's see. Look here, it says light compaction, and the wheels are basically... The air is out of those as far as it will let me. So we will just have to wait until the ground dries out to get in the field to do any field work. So with normal seasons, there really isn't an issue with planting or fertilizing or anything with a wet crop, but with compaction there is. Got 27 bales or 27 wool pallets in here. 53,549 liters of wool. And let's see where we are with our price. 4,600 and dropping. Okay. While we're over here, let's go ahead and check out how we are with our hay bales. So we emptied this barn quite a while ago. This barn, we've got silage and hay. Got 43 silage bales and 86 hay bales in that barn. And over here we have straw and hay. We have 63 straw bales and 101 hay bales in this barn. So the first cut will definitely fill up this barn. And we'll probably fill up this barn pretty quick with our first cut of hay. And start filling up this barn. We'll keep putting wool pallets in our storage shed here till we get a irresistible price. And once we have that irresistible price, we will then work with getting it over to the sell point, is what I'm trying to say. I don't know why that was so difficult. At any rate, trying to guess what we're gonna do is go over and get our tree planter with this tractor, and then we'll come back, get the tree planter and one pallet of saplings. We'll come back and we'll go ahead and start planting our trees. See, we still got snow piled up all over the place here. We got a nice pile of snow over at the BGA. Ready? Let's get this party started, hey? Head on over here. I'll be right back with you. Hey guys, we have picked up our cedar, our planter, not our cedar. We picked up our sapling planter and a pallet of saplings. We're gonna head on back. Huh. Let's head on back across the sound. Said if the next map I play will definitely not have a ferry. Ferry is fun, but it can wear on you. Tell ya. If we didn't have the ferry here, I would have probably set up a follow me deal with the Toyota and the flatbed trailer. And basically had it follow me with the tractor all the way over to the the buy point and pick up several pallets of saplings. But since we've got the ferry here, well, we can't really do that. So we've got to make a trip across the sound in this, and then make a trip across the sound with the trailer to pick up more pallets, because we're just not going to fit a truck and a trailer and a tractor and a planter, all on the ferry here. So everything just takes longer. You really need to think about your trips over to the mainland and everything. As you see, we've put 9.3 hours on this ferry, just going back and forth. Just a few minutes per trip, so it's countless trips. Oh, sorry about that. Countless trips back and forth. Sure. Let's hop on out of here. And let's see if we can't get some saplings planted. Went to plant some saplings on Emerald Coast the other day during a live stream, and well, that didn't work out. Appears that we had too many trees already on the map and couldn't plant anymore. So I'm hoping that we don't have that problem on this one. I have to say I haven't actually tried planting trees in any type of a fashion before I started recording this. So I guess we'll find out if we have that same issue on this one or not, and if we need to throw in that more trees mod to see if it will let us put the saplings in the ground. 22 hours, 27 days of maintenance. Saw we had 61 engine hours on this tractor, so it made me wonder, did I miss a maintenance or not? Alrighty. Turn on in here. Now, we'll hopefully do a better job of not getting lost on this road, since we do have this strip of grass to follow. When we can't see this strip of grass, seem to get lost in the woods here. Is our chipper. Alright, get in this over here. Up or down, and let's look at the spacing. So right now the spacing is set to 2 meters. Then we have 3 meters, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We're going to go ahead and do 10 meters. And just for funsies, we're going to set the work width here to 10 meters. Also, and we're not really going to use GPS, but the reason I wanted to do this is I'm going to use the GPS here to help us kind of keep our spacing of the trees. I'm going to keep them about 10 meters apart from each other. So we're not really worried about keeping them in a straight line. Don't need to put a tree on the road. I figure if I do this, then we're apt to to leave enough spacing between the trees to make sure that they do grow to full maximum growth. Right. Because with seasons, you do know that the trees do not grow to full height unless they are so many meters apart. And oh, I just put a tree right there in the middle of the road. So, what we're going to do is, the goal here would be to, we're never going to see these trees get to full height. That's for sure. It's because we're not going to be playing Rathlin for enough years to see that happen. But we're going to still, well, we're going to occupy our day here with something, as opposed to just mind-numbingly just fast forward through a game day just for the purpose of getting through until you know, the ground is dry enough to do something. While we're over here, let's go ahead and just see what the moisture count is on this grass. So we are at 40% ground moisture, 67% growth on our grass, 8% crop moisture, 67%, oh, that's 67% fertilization, 67% growth on grass. So that's how we're reading that. Really need that ground moisture to settle down, dry up a wee bit. Alright. What we're going to do is I'm going to plant these 3 trees. Then I'm going to run across the sound, pick up a couple more pallets, and head right back. Hey guys, so I was thinking, well, if I've got to go across the sound anyway, then I might as well pick up those produce pallets and take them over and sell them off, then pick up a couple pallets of saplings. And as I was up at the sheep farm picking up the trailer, thought, well, let's go ahead and take these pallets down here to the storage building and go ahead and get that done. So that's where we are. Go ahead and cycle this mini map a little bit. Where we are, okay. And I went ahead and pulled up the weather forecast. It is not looking good for us. Look at that. We got rain in the forecast for tomorrow. Remember, we had frozen ground all the way up until yesterday afternoon. And now we are at 40% ground moisture. And we've got rain in the forecast for tomorrow. Yippee for us. We've got rain in the forecast for Tuesday and Wednesday. So we're basically looking at a pretty wet conditions for the fields. And I'm really wondering if the fields are going to actually dry out at all before we need to get in there and work. One, gotta get that ground temp up so we can do anything in those 3 new fields that we have and everything. So we may have a condition where we have no choice but to get in there and work on a wet field. Love those storage buildings. They are a really nice addition. You would have 30 some pallets of wool just sitting around here, and each pallet will affect performance a little bit. And you know, you get 40 or 50 of those pallets, they can really start to bring a system down. Get a couple hundred bales, and the same thing, they'll really start to bring the system down. Right. So typically I would unload center on these, but we're not going to do that. Let me tell you why. We're not going to unload center because of the darn ferry again. Learned if we take this and do an unload center and drive onto that ferry, the ferry's not going to want to let go of those pallets. And since they're strapped down, we're not going to be able to move. We're going to be in fact stuck to the ferry. If we leave it in auto load mode like we have it right now and go over the ferry, we won't have any issues. So what we're going to do is we'll go over the ferry, and once we get a little bit of distance away from the ferry, we'll do an unload center and put the straps down, because obviously we need to unload center to sell at the sell point. But if we unload center too close to the ferry, the ferry still seems to have the capability of grabbing on to the stuff. So that's what we're going to do. And to save you the agony of yet another trip across the sound, I will come back with you guys once we have some pallets of saplings. Welcome back, guys. We have picked up 4 pallets of saplings, and as you can tell, we are making our way through the woods back over here to the planter. Now we're going to head and park our truck here. Switch over to our planter and see if we can't get some more saplings in the ground here. One up here. Let's pick that up right. Load our trailer. And off we go. Just going to go ahead and continue to put saplings in the ground here, and everything today. Maybe top off our animals a little bit and see when that rain is going to start tomorrow. Not sure if we'll be back tomorrow or the next day before we are in the field doing any more field work, but we definitely need to get some more field work done before too terrible late into spring. But really, it is a game of hide and seek with the rain. It seems like rain wants to come, and we definitely want the rain to stay away so that we can get in the fields and finalize the fertilizing and seeding and all of that fun stuff. Because once summer hits, we're going to be in the grass. We're going to be dealing with replanting our hay, not planting, but mowing hay. Mowing the grass, tedding and windrowing the grass, making hay bales for both the sheep, cows, and the BGA. Keep all of those up and running. So that'll keep us busy throughout the summer. And then once autumn hits, we will have both grass work and harvest to bring in. So I have ourselves a busy little schedule here. Like I said, I'm not sure how much longer we're going to be playing this map. At a minimum, I think we're going to go through till the end of autumn, but we might run another whole year for all I know. see. So, till next time, guys. Happy farming.